Yeast infections are no fun. Here are 7 things you can do to get rid of a yeast infection very quickly. Hi there and welcome. My name is Jordan and I used to get yeast infections quite often when I was younger, especially when I was going through spouts of my lichen sclerosis. And a yeast infection is actually caused when your body is too acidic. So to combat having an acidic environment in your body, there are several alkalizing things you can do. So let's go over the 7 things you can do to get rid of this yeast infection very quickly. And these are 7 things that you can compound. You can do all of these things together to get the quickest results. And this is the exact thing I would always do for yeast infection. And I would always get rid of a yeast infection within 2 days. I hope you have the same result. Let me know in the comments below. I want to add in here, I used to go to the doctor for yeast infections and I would take the antibiotic pills that they would prescribe me. But later on in life, I learned that when you take those antibiotics, they actually disrupt your gut health. And if you have something like lichen sclerosis or other autoimmune disorders, that is really doing yourself a disservice and lowering your body's ability to heal itself. So I decided to go all natural. So the very first thing you want to do when you notice a yeast infection developing or you already have one is you want to stop the most acidic foods. And the most offensive ones are caffeine, so coffee, gluten, your bread, and sugar, which for me is just about everything I like to eat. So you're going to stop all those things because those acidic foods are making your body acidic, which is what that candida or the candida, the yeast infection thrives in. That's what makes it grow and get stronger. So you're going to starve it out by getting rid of the acidic foods. The second thing you're going to do is take a shallow sitz bath, just enough so your vaginal area is submerged. And in this sitz bath, you're going to add warm water, baking soda or handy baking soda, or you can do washing soda, which is borax, but I like to do the baking soda. And then you're going to add several drops of tea tree oil. I do about 10. And then the next thing you will add is just a few drops of lavender. So the tea tree oil is an antimicrobial, antibacterial. That's going to help wipe out the yeast infection. And the lavender is just going to soothe the irritated skin. The baking soda also, or the borax, also makes your body more alkaline. So you're going to put that in the water while it is rising so it can get all mixed in. You might even have to mix it a little bit with your hand if you're using the borax. It doesn't dissolve as easily. Next, you're going to get yourself in the sitz bath, and this part might seem a little too TMI, so if you're not interested, skip a little forward, but what you're going to do in the sitz bath, you're going to open your vagina up, and you're going to let that alkaline water go inside. You can kind of splash it in a little bit if you need to, and then what you're going to do is you're going to bear down. And you'll be surprised that it will push out that yeast that's forming. You'll see little bits of white in the water and you'll push it out, and you'll do this several times, wiping away that yucky yeast water, getting more of the alkaline water in there. And then you're gonna bear down again, push it out, and when you push out and there's nothing coming out, no yeast clumps, you know that you're done with your sitz bath. It's only just a few times that you have to do it, but this is gonna bring so much relief. And you're not going to have that itchiness as soon as you get out of the sitz bath. So after you get out of your sitz bath, you're going to do your third thing. In a small bowl, you're going to mix together 1 spoonful of extra virgin coconut oil with 3 drops tea tree oil and 1 drop the lavender. So you're going to mix that together, and then you're going to apply it internally as well as externally. And you may want to wear a panty liner just because it does leave an oil residue in your panties. It's totally up to you, but coconut oil has a antifungal, antibacterial property, as does tea tree oil, and then again, the lavender is there to soothe the skin that's irritated. And you want to apply this mixture 2 to 3 times throughout the day or as needed. You can also do the sitz bath as needed. I usually do once or twice a day, whatever I feel like my body needs. And it's just when it starts to get itchy is when I for sure do the sitz bath, but throughout the day doing the coconut oil. The fourth thing to do is to eat a generous amount of raw garlic in the time period you are trying to get rid of the yeast infection. So if you're having a meal that goes really well with raw garlic, just add a bunch of it, like 2 or 1 cloves. I personally don't mind eating a clove of garlic, so I'll just eat a whole clove of garlic and do it that way. But the garlic is really amazing at helping bring your body back to balance, and it's so potent. Number 5 is to take a quality probiotic, and this is to support your gut health, as almost all health issues are rooted in gut health. So bringing in that healthy bacteria and yeast and overthrowing the kind of yeast you don't want. So a probiotic will help support you in that. You could also drink kombucha or kefir. I like to take just the BioCult probiotic. I think it's really easy that way. Number 6 is to make a little apple cider vinegar tea for yourself. So with a glass of warm water, mix in 2 capfuls of apple cider vinegar, and then just drink that down. That will also help stabilize your body, bringing more of that alkaline environment up. And it's so good for your gut health to do apple cider vinegar. You can also do this if you're sick with anything else. Apple cider vinegar can really help support your body. I do this all the time, and if I'm feeling brave, I even take a shot of apple cider vinegar, but let me tell you, it is super potent that way, so mixing it in the warm water is a little bit more palatable. And the 7th thing to do is to stick to a more alkaline diet while you're trying to restore balance in your body. You could start the day with warm lemon water. You could also eat a lot of fruits and veggies, more so on the veggie side while you're dealing with a yeast infection, but definitely avoiding the acidic foods. There you have it. Those are the 7 things I do to get rid of a yeast infection very quickly. I hope they help you. Again, let me know in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.